It's all about the money. It's all about the money. With Nhlanhla Makhanya, only on Vuma FM.
Right, welcome back to It's All About the Money. This feature is brought to you by Itala. Don't be a slave of debt. Visit an Itala branch near you and get advice on how to make money work for you. Itala is an authorized financial services provider. Terms and conditions, they do apply.
Bullseye.
And now joining us is Cindy Sombonambi, a UIF specialist and admin of the CNB community Facebook page, here to discuss hashtag all things UIF with a focus on USSD definitions. Cindy, and thank you so much for being with us again tonight, as we are eager to delve into this topic and understand the significance of USSD in the UIF matters.
Yes, I'm going to Makhanya nabadlali bakho. Nabuhanis be CNB community ngiyabingelela.
Oh, Hanis be CNB community sathemba ukuthi bayithola information and basizakala kakhulu. Now talk to us then ngama USSD definitions in this one. For the benefit of our listeners, could you give us maybe a simple definition of USSD and how it functions in the context of your EUIF?
USSD was launched by UIF ne ukusiza laba angithi yakuthi ngaba ema-ofisini we-UIF kugcwele uhlaliza ukhohlwe ukuthi igama lakho ubani i-department yadecide ukuthi bona asibancedele abantu sibamithe halfway njengoba babamithe halfway nange-UIF funds. So bathi sizolauncha i-USSD. What it means is unstructured supplementary service data. Now ku-USSD into ongeke ukwazi ukuzenza ukusubmit i-application, but izinto ongakhona ukuzenza ungafaka i-application yakho e-Department of Labour Working Center, because kunalaba basebenzisa i-filing, kunalaba basebenzisa i-Department Labour Center. So i-department that because abantu abangenamali ngithi so sizobalonshela i-USSD ukuthi bakhona ukuchecka ama-status wabo, bakhona ukusubmit i-COB, bakhona ukuchecka ukuthi abaqashi baba-registerile ku-UIF, and bakhona ukuchecka ukuthi general inquiries sobalonshela i-USSD, which is what I've just explained now. Ungakwenza konke lokuhleli nje ekhaya. And then what you need to do nge-USSD iyamahala yona awubhadali, kodwa kunemigomo embadela Nhlanhla ngifuna ungizwe kahle la, and ngiyathemba ukuthi bamanele ngoba sihlale sichaza lento sekuyi-national anthem. You have to do one transaction within 24 hours. Wenza one transaction within 24 hours. So mawuloga in SSD department yabhadala because i-service ye-Vodacom ne. So mebebhadala i-UIF ibhadalela wena ngoba usebenza imfuhlele ekhaya unamali, so ufuna ukwazi ukuthi status sakho simi kuphi. Uyahamba ye-department uyofaka i-application, usubmit ama-supporting documents. You still have to give them a turnaround time ukuthi basebenze kule application yakho. Bese kunokuthi ulokuya e-department every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks mawubizwa ungachecka nje ukuthi i-application yakho sehamba kuphi. Uzongena ku-USSD uzodayela *134 *843 hash. Izokunikeza iscreen esizokunikeza unumber 1 uclaim status mawuqeda ukusubmit application, ukunikeza unumber 2 payment status, ukunika unumber 3 employee registration ukuthola ukuthi umqashi wakho ubhalisile noma cha, uthi number 4 ukunikeza payment continuation, this is a COD abaningi bayazi ngokuthi ukusayina, bese ithi number 5 general inquiries. Now ngifuna la Nhlanhla ungimamele kahle, any transaction that you make ku-USSD udepartment ukhokha 20 cents. Angithi sizazwana
izwakala kahle ukuthi department yona ikhokhela for every transaction engenzayo, not me.
Athi lento udepartment ubhadala 20 cents, ingakho bethi kumele wenze one transaction within 24 hours. Manje Nhlanhla kunama-province ayi-9. Kulama-province ayi-9 uNhlanhla, uSindiswa, uSibongile, uThemba, ePhongolo, eXhopo, siyaloga sonke ngesikhathi esi-1. I-department masibheka iDurban yodwa sesiya kuma numbers ke manje ngizowachacha kahle ungizwe kahle ukuthi babone ukuthi idepartment ezisebenza ngakanani. iDurban yodwa second largest province.
Sure.
Inabantu abawu 11.5 million population. iDurban yodwa le. iDepartment icarry 9 provinces. Sikhuluma ngeDurban KZN nje yodwa. Ina 11.5 million abantu abahlala lapha. Kule 11.5 million kuhlezi abantu bayi 32.6% abasebenzi. Angakafiki kulaba be-maternity, angangeni kulaba be-illness, angangeni kulaba be-death benefit, angangeni kulaba be-reduced work time. Sisabheke aba-unemployment benefit bayi 32.6%. Asithathe i-Eastern Cape, sithathe iPulukwane, sithathe iJoburg. Bonke between 10 and 12 baloka inkulo USSD. Bheka lama 20 cents ahambayo every second. Mawuloga in upressa number 1 claim status ufuna ucheck ukuthi application yakho ihlezi kuphi. Bathatha 20 cents Vodacom. Department ebhadala. Abuye futhi unhlanhla hayibo awuthi ngicheck number 2 payment status is another transaction akapheli minute sisese kuma seconds another 20 cents sekuyi 40 cents unhlanhla nje yedwa lo. Sisaya kuSindiso ohlele ePulukwane, sisaya kuThabo ohlele eJoburg, sisaya kuFiona ohlele Eastern Cape. Uyaloga naye. Another second uya ku-employee registration uyochecka ukuthi umqashi wakhe umbhalisile na another 60 cent 20 cents sekahleli ku-60 cent udepartment uyabhadala. Abanye abazokutshela mangabe bayakwenza lokho banokutshela bathola i-error ethi log in the next 24 hours. Yabona ngoba seyimlokhile uabuser le system ngoba abajwayele lento ukuthi amanga. Iyababhadalisa nhlanhla into eyenza ukuthi bangaboni banikwa i-advance. Bese abayiboni ngoba yi-20 cent incana ngithi awuthathe lama 20 cent kulama province ayi9 uwayenze wonke nge1 minute, that is 60 seconds. Uthi abantu abayi 10,000 baloga in 1 second bakhipha ama 20 cent. Imali nelahlekelwa idepartment.
It's a lot of money indeed. Imali enkulu kakhulu.
Yes.
Then in case you're wondering, and we are talking to Cindy Sambonambi. She's a UIF specialist and admin of the CNB community Facebook page. We are Ziggy UIF, Unemployment Insurance Fund. You know, if you look at your payslip and you see that 1% of your income goes off, Cindy Suga is talking about that particular money because they are managing it, and it's an insurance for people abangasasebenzi nabaqoshiwe emsebenzini aphelele umsebenzi. So namhlanje she's here to help us to understand ukuthi how do you communicate with them via indlela eshibhile nengayikhokheli yokuxhumana ne-UIF in terms of what is called a USSD. I'm sure USSD is something that we are used and familiar with it when it comes to dealing with our banks. Doing a cell phone banking. It's exactly something similar to that. When we come back, we're going to continue with this conversation with Cindy. So, feel free to ask any question when it comes to UIF. As she did say, with the darlings back abalapa with CNB community Facebook. Information. Maybe you might be one of them. We would like to hear from you. With how has this USSD helped you out? Call us on 065 933 7172 or on 086 1010
It's all about the money.
Abantu abasebenza bayazihluphekela guys. Angababona bageze ekseni bagcoka ama reflector ama overall abo Eskom municipality labantu bayihluphekela abana net. Ubabona ngekhaftini abaziphatha ukuthi labantu laba badonsa kanzima. Ngiyaphatha ibribe emhlophe nerice, imhlophe nerice necabbage isikhaftini sakhe avala ngetamatoes namayonnaise. Cabanga usebenze 30 days usebenza imali yakho mayingena 3 days ayisekho.
It's all about the money. With Nhlanhla Makhanya, only on Vuma FM.
Drowning in debt is a sign that you need advice on how to handle your finances. Debt can prevent you from creating Generational wealth. Visit an Itala branch to get financial advice. Hashtag Ingdebo, redefining wealth. Itala is an authorized financial services provider. Terms and C's applies. All right, we continue with our conversation with Usinde Sambonambi. She is a UIF specialist, unemployment insurance fund specialist. You might have had maybe challenges. You've been trying to communicate and deal with UIF. There's now a new solution. You can deal with them via what is called unstructured supplementary service data. It's what I've learned today from my conversation with Yenage Usindiswa. Now, Usindiswa, sesizovala ngesikhathi hlezi sesincane mangikhuluma nawe because khuluma ngezinto ezibalekile. As much as we've encouraged our listeners ukuthi bafone, error messages can sometimes be a source of frustrations for individuals when it comes to my USSDs. From experience in terms of dealing with banks, as I did make example with my bank, which situale lapho. Kuhamba kanjani la in terms of UIF? Could you provide maybe some insight? Some common errors, which yini cause yawo? How can we then troubleshoot maktuwage umlaleli uyazama ukuxhumana UIF via this USD?
All right. What I usually say to the followers ukuthi bangasebenzisi wonke lama platform isikhathi so nabantu basibakithi linda basokolisa onanhlanhla bafuna ukusebenzisa USSD, UIF app, EU filing bese baye labor uya ngoba uyofaka iapplication bese uhlala ku USSD wenza follow up ngeapplication within 7 to 10 working days. Mawuya ku claim number 1 lengikhulume ngayo uyenza *134*843# izokunikeza lama option engwabalile: claim status, payment status, employee registration, payment continuation, as well as general inquiries. Let's say ufuna ukuthola i-status sakho nge-claim status uzopress 1 and then izokufuna i-ID ufune ne-PIN lelihlala likhona bese uzothola i-response yile eye-20 cent angithi makuthume i-response bathatha le 20 cent engikhulume ngayo and then uzothola i-status ithi your claim status is number 1. Claim status number 1 is an application that is pre-approved. What they mean there is the application yakho has been captured kodwa ayika-approve. Abantu basekhaya mababona i-status esithi completed by assessor nabaya basubmit i-COD akunelanga because i-payment izoyikhansela. You have violated the rules of submitting a COD. You have to wait until you are being approved by the department assessor, then submit i-COD. And then ama-errors ebazowathola izothi we could not verify your identification or we cannot payment ULL. It's because remember ama-9 province angithi mina bengikhuluma ngedebheni yodwa i-KZN yodwa but sibaningi sonke siyaloga isikhathi siwani iyasindwa isystem nhlanhla bese ayisakhona ukuprocessa lento ekumele iprocesse because sibaningi ecopho ephongolo epulukwane ejobe siyaloga isikhathi siwani kancane umuntu uyaloga angithi sizwile ukuthi mahala lento so akumelanga abamamele uyenza one transaction within 24 hours uhlala uphumule isystem ibreathe nama-assessor ngale at the back end asebenze ku-application yakho abakhona ukusebenza ngoba wena uhlezi uloge in ufuna ubona ukuthi ubhadalwa bafuna ibhumi angeke bayithole ibhumi uma ngabe abalandeli imigomo nembandela ngeke kwenzeke lokho.
Yazwakala sisi.
Amunye uzothola i-status esizothi mhlambe maka-check ku-claim status izomnikeza i-status esothi your claim status is number 3. Mayithi claim status is number 3 la sikhuluma ngomuntu osubmit application ama-document wakhe bewa-right ama-declarations wakhe bewa-right umqashi wakhe wenze konke bekumele akwenze because ukuthi application yakhe approve iqala ngomqashi wakho then uzothola i-status esithi number 3. That means i-application yalo muntu lo it has been captured oqala ngithi i-capture ayika-approve le ithi status number 3 it has been captured and the application has been approved. Now the application is going to be placed on a queue for your first payment. Now like that depend ukuthi eyiphi i-benefit uyi-applyele. Abe-maternity mabaqeda uku-approve you within few days they get payment because automatically bayashesha ukubhadala. Remember labahlala nathi for 4 months bese babuyela emsebenzini kodwa bemele balandele imigomo nemlandela. Ngicela ukugcizelela la ukuthi i-USSD mabangayi-abuse because bazothola wonke lama errand. Kunabantu abafuna ukurobha abantu bathathe i-ID yakho bafuna ukuzenza wena izobablocker because kunama vetting questions where you find an error saying we cannot verify your identification. It means you have failed the vetting questions. You filing akhona ama vetting question bakubuza wona i5 mawafailile the system locks you out. You have to call 0800 030007 bazokuvulela yona. Ku-USSD akhona nawo ama vetting question abazofuna i-ID yakho bafuna i-PIN yakho bafuna ukwazi ukuthi your last 6 digits ye-bank account yakho ithini. Lezi zinto wawuzisubmithile ma-submit application ilezi bazokubuza zona randomly to ensure ukuthi bakhuluma nomuntu right. Masingayenzi every transaction every second siyabhadala masenza njalo. I-department ilahlekelwa yinkulungwane ngenxa yokuthi abantu ba-abuse i-service.
Well, Sindiswa, it's always a pleasure to have you here. Scott is very special. I'm sure our producer will speak to you to come back again. Zosilekelela nabalaleli sikwazi ukuthi sithile kangcono with UIF. Nanhlambe ndosibona nesidingo sokuthi niqikelele ukuthi you have this show ihlezi khona to communicate with listeners. Niyazi ukuthi nenze njani ukuze qiniseke ukuthi kwenzeka njalo. In closing, as an admin of the CNB community Facebook, 30 seconds nje mhlambe mapha ama challenges that you've encountered in terms of my inquiries and maybe even concerns or even the myth corner. Just quickly 30 seconds and then give us that number again.
Okay, abantu ema challenges now masibatshela something which enza so athi umuntu hayi ngizoye labor bazongisiza. I will help because ueda kule queue ebatry kuyi-minimize and ungasebenzisi ama platform wonke ngesikhathi esi1 nhlanhla ngicela ucindezela lokho. Mawusebenzisa i-USSD sebenzise uzuqede uthola imali yakho makuyi-filing akuyi-filing kuze qede makuyi-app akube i-app kuzuqede mawuya e-labor ngezakhe ezithile basazokusiza sebenzisa i-labor uzuqede ungahlanganisi zonke lezi nalento compare ama cases unhlanhla ubhadaliwe mina ngabhadalo asifana ngithi unhlanhla uke wasebenza kuKhosi FM sekasebenza kuVuma wena uqala ukusebenza kuVuma phela unhlanhla une history awu-nice unhlanhla beka contributor 70 rand wena contributor 19 rand asifani zonke lezi zinto lezi ama challenges now mangikutshelile ku-inbox yakasindiswa ukuthi lenza kanje ungahambi uye ngale uyomamela ukuthi ama social media commentators athini azokulahlekisa. Sikhona ku Facebook njengobushilo sizokusiza uthwale lo mthwalo we-UIF. Ngiyabonga bhuti.
7 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's all about the money with Nhlanhla Makhanya.